15 Things You Didn't Know About Victoria Beckham. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello, Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by alux.com. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about singer, businesswoman, fashion designer, and model Victoria Beckham. Victoria Adams was born April 17, 1974 in Essex, England. She knew from an early age she wanted to be famous and decided at the age of 6 to pursue a music career. In 1994, she responded to a newspaper ad looking for ambitious girls who were able to sing and dance. This led to her becoming a member of the all-pop girl group The Spice Girls at the age of 20, where she got her nickname Posh Spice. 2 years later, their first single, Wannabe, went to #1 in 37 countries, and the Spice Girls became the top-selling all-female group in history, selling over a total of 8 million albums. She married English footballer David Beckham in 1999, and they went on to have 4 children together. The Spice Girls may be what Victoria is best known for, but it was only the first chapter of her success. After the Spice Girls broke up, she attempted to have a solo career before ultimately turning her attentions to fashion. She first worked as a model and then decided to start her own fashion line, which she successfully launched back in 2008. In the 10 years since, Victoria has established her brand and gathered a significant celebrity following, and she continues to expand her influence and success. Speaking of success, we're inspired by Victoria's incredible success, ambition, willingness to take a risk, and forward-thinking nature. So, let's take a closer look now at this British designer with the 15 things you didn't know about Victoria Beckham. Number 1. She lip-synced during Spice Girls concerts. Victoria first rose to fame as Posh Spice in the ultra-popular 90s pop group The Spice Girls. However, in a recent interview, Victoria revealed that they often cut her mic down during live performances, while the other 4 girls in the group were actually singing. She was just left to lip-sync the words. Victoria has said that she never felt like she fully fit in because she was more reserved than the other girls, but she did love the clothing perks. Since the other girls didn't care much about high-dollar fashion, Victoria was able to use more of the clothing budget for the Gucci dresses she liked to wear. Whether she was singing or not, the Spice Girls still have the distinction of having sold the most albums of any female singing group. Number 2. Her fashion company grew 2,900% in a 5-year span. Victoria was named Britain's Entrepreneur of the Year in 2014, which gave an additional layer of legitimacy to the fashion brand she created that many laughed off as just another celebrity dabbling in an area where they had no expertise. Within 5 years of starting the company, she saw sales growth of 2,900% and employment growth of 3,233%. In fact, just 3 years after launching the brand, it was named Designer Brand of the Year at the 2011 British Fashion Awards, beating out the likes of Tom Ford, Stella McCartney, and Burberry. Her clothing label is now the most profitable of any of the endeavors she and her husband have undertaken in their respective careers. Number 3. She was embarrassed by her family's wealth as a child. Victoria grew up in an upper-class family. Her parents founded a very successful electronics wholesale business that provided a more than comfortable childhood for Victoria and her sister and brother. Although this wealth afforded her a private education and the resources she needed to pursue a music and modeling career at a young age, she was mortified by her family's wealth. She particularly remembers begging her dad not to take her to school in his Rolls-Royce. Number 4. Marc Jacobs helped to launch her fashion career. In 2008, Marc Jacobs selected her to represent his Spring-Summer 2008 campaign, which was a move many people found puzzling. At the time, Victoria was not well established in the world of fashion, so it was widely regarded as an odd choice for Marc Jacobs, but it was one that was mutually beneficial for them. Marc stated that part of fashion is taking risks, and he chose Victoria to challenge people's preconceptions. Beckham saw this as a major step towards changing how people saw her. In an interview, she said, "When someone like Marc Jacobs, who is influential, gives you the stamp of approval, that was a big deal for me." Then, of course, later in 2008, Victoria went on to start her own fashion company. Number 5. Her net worth is $300 million. Victoria's net worth is $300 million, which is $260 million more than the next richest former Spice Girl. Additionally, her husband is worth about $365 million. So, how did she accumulate all that wealth? Well, she still makes about $1 million per year from Spice Girl royalties. She banked $20 million from the Spice Girls reunion tour in 2007, and she's earned at least $1 million from her book sales. In 2009, she signed a $16 million three-year deal with Armani, and she has earned several $1 million from advertising campaigns as well. Her main source of income now is her fashion company, which is valued at $85 million. She and her husband each own a third of the company, while Simon Fuller, who created American Idol, owns the other third. Number 6. Her debut solo album only sold 50,000 copies. After selling over 75 million records worldwide, the Spice Girls decided to break up the group and focus on solo careers. Victoria was signed by Virgin Records in 2000 and released her self-titled debut album in October 2001. The album cost about $7 million to produce, but only sold a less than impressive 50,000 copies. She soon parted ways with Virgin and signed a $2 million deal with Telstar Records. She worked with American music producer Damon Dash to create a hip-hop album, but the album was never released, and her solo career was deemed a failure by the media. She then decided to focus on her fashion career. A wise choice indeed. Number 7. She was accused of exaggerating her role in designing a Range Rover. In 2011, Victoria was commissioned by Range Rover to help design their Evoque Special Edition. The $110,000 car has leather seats, mohair trim, black matte paint, and rose gold accents, and only 200 were sold. When Victoria introduced the car in Beijing in 2012, she said, "I've stayed very true to myself. I've designed a car that I want to drive, and you could really tell that I designed it." However, in a 2017 interview, Land Rover design director Jerry McGovern said that she went off script with her comments and that she was only brought in to make some minor color and detail changes. He went on to say, "I've forgotten more than that woman will ever know about designing." And in regards to her comeback, Victoria declined to comment on his remarks. Number 8. She was sued for slander. In 2001, Victoria visited a shop in London that sold celebrity souvenirs. Upon seeing an autographed picture of her husband, she allegedly had an outburst where she loudly and rudely stated that the autograph was fake. The family that owned the shop sued her for about $700,000 for slander and loss of profits after a story about the outburst was printed in various newspapers. Victoria eventually agreed to settle out of court, paying $140,000 for her accuser's legal costs, in addition to about $80,000 in slander damages. She also agreed to give the shop owners a set of official merchandise signed by her husband. For real. Number 9. She has 100 Birkin bags worth a total of $2 million. In 2008, David Beckham made headlines by buying his wife a $100,000 albino Nilo crocodile Himalayan Birkin bag. Hermes expert Jane Fiennes calls it possibly the rarest and most desirable handbag in the world. The same style of bag recently set a record for being the most expensive handbag ever sold at auction, with a final bid of $379,261. But of course, this isn't the only Birkin bag Victoria's stylish closet holds. In fact, she owns at least 100 Birkin bags that carry a total value of $2 million. Number 10. She and David bought a $40 million home they call Buckingham Palace. In 2013, Victoria and David purchased a 150-year-old mansion in London for around $40 million, then did about $4 million worth of renovations. The 8-bedroom, 7-bathroom home has a man cave, a salon with 4 hairdressing chairs, a dressing room with a catwalk-style runway, a secret door that looks like a bookcase, a luxury spa with 4 massage beds, a gym, a waterfall, and a secret entrance tunnel that runs underneath the 100-square-foot Oriental Garden. If you think that's crazy, you should definitely click in the upper right-hand corner to watch our video of 15 insane things rich people did with their money. Number 11. She is a UN Goodwill Ambassador. In 2014, Victoria was named a UN Goodwill Ambassador with a specific focus on the fight against AIDS. Victoria takes the role so seriously that she missed the grand opening of her London shop to give a speech to UN representatives in New York City. Victoria said it took her until the age of 40 to realize that she has a responsibility as a woman and a mother to do what she can to improve women's health around the world. Other Goodwill ambassadors include Emma Watson, Angelina Jolie, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Number 12. She announced in 2018 that she'll be launching a skincare line. In March 2018, Victoria announced that she'll be starting a new skincare and fragrance line. She was inspired to do this after collaborating with Estée Lauder on a 14-piece skincare project in 2016. She also says she'll be making products that she wishes to use in her own life, so you can probably count on them being luxurious. You can also bet they won't be cheap, but they will be high quality as she promises to only use the best ingredients and technology. But always, you get what you pay for. Number 13. She is the 4th most followed designer on Instagram. One way to measure Victoria's influence and popularity is by looking at her social media stats. In 2017, she was the 4th most followed designer on Instagram, only topped by Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Chanel. She gained an additional 4.1 million followers in 2017 to reach a total of 17.7 million, but that number has already jumped to 19.3 million in the first few months of 2018. She was also the designer that had the most Insta story views over the last year, and also had the most liked picture of any designer, although we're not sure if this one should count, as it's a picture of her husband smiling over a birthday cake, but it did get nearly 1.2 million likes. Number 14. She and her husband own multiple properties in Dubai. In 2008, Victoria and David bought their first property in Dubai, a 7-bedroom villa on Palm Island, purchased for $1.6 million. The following year, they bought another property in the Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower in the world, for $5 million. Other celebrities that own homes in Dubai include Giorgio Armani, Hilary Swank, and Brad Pitt. Number 15. Her mentors include Anna Wintour and Diane von Furstenberg. To celebrate International Women's Day in March of 2018, Facebook hosted a live conversation with Victoria from her Dover Street store in London. Victoria discussed how she seeks out strong women to be her mentors and to work alongside her in business. She's been mentored by some of the strongest females in the industry, including Anna Wintour and Diane von Furstenberg. This gives us a glimpse of what she might be aiming to achieve with her own career. Now that you've learned some more about Victoria Beckham, we'd like to know, do you think she gets the respect she deserves as a fashion designer, or do people just see her as one of the Spice Girls? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. One thing the talented Victoria is not is a movie star, unless you count the 1998 movie Spice World, which did actually gross over $100 million worldwide. But you know what? It wasn't for a lack of trying. She actually auditioned for the lead role of Lara Croft in the 2001 movie Tomb Raider, but Angelina Jolie was chosen for the part instead. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.